and the land of the living. I am so happy to be here today. Yes, today. So I have this tips that I want to share uh with you. Okay. These tips will actually help your marriage. It will help you um to go to the next level in loving your spouse. Okay, so I will be sharing a few points um with you all. Okay, so sit back, grab your, grab your popcorn, grab your cup of tea, coffee, and whatever that is your favorite snack. Maybe you can grab your apple as well. So grab everything, anything grabbable. Okay, so you're going to be pounding on this wonderful topic today, and I pray that it blesses you. Okay, yeah. So trying to put my hair in order. Yeah. So I will go straight to the point because I will not be staying long on this live stream. So for the sake of people that will be watching after the live stream, so that the video will not be too long. Okay. So the topic for today is how to refresh uh, your love for your spouse. Yes, how to refresh your love for your spouse. Okay. So sometimes you know you found out that after some years of marriage, some people even maybe some months of being married to each other, they will start experiencing uh the love they share between themselves will start waxing cold. you know so what is the cause? I'm going to be treating it today on this live stream. Okay. And again, I've looked into our society today, and you that is watching me, if you look around you, around your community as well, you will also agree with me that there are lots lots of divorce cases here and there, marriage being crashed, and all of that. Okay. It hurts me to hear those kind of news. It makes me sad hearing that maybe these two lovely couple that marriage that just got married, just you know one thing or the other, you just come and I'm just gonna move this flower here. One thing or the other, we just come in between the two lovebirds, and they will start finding faults in each other. It hurts me so much when I hear those kind of news. And you will agree with me that nobody ever, nobody ever wants to go into marriage, and before you know it, you'll be hearing divorce here and there. Nobody wants to divorce their spouse. Nobody wants to divorce, their husband, their wife, and all of that. Nobody wants to separate, you know. But it do happen. It happen. In fact, now it happen more, like every day you keep hearing news of divorce and all of that. Okay. And this got me thinking, like, how have we got here? This generation, how have we gotten into this? Like, how have people allowed this to keep happening, like every day, you know? And when you look back, you know, when you look back, for instance, maybe in the time of my mother, maybe your own parents as well, and our grandfathers, grandmothers, and all of that, marriage was so sweet and awesome. Okay, so it's very hard to hear um, that, to hear about divorce and separation, all of those things during those days. But now it is like, just wake up, you just hear it. People don't even bother anymore. But this is something that we all need to look into and find solutions to tackling those problems. Okay, you know, these days, and this kind of thing is actually putting fear in young people that actually want to settle down, that want to get married and all of that. And it puts fear in them, like, oh, I don't want to get married now, tomorrow, it will be divorce and all of that. So this gets me thinking, like, what is the cause of this? Okay, now before I go into sharing the tips that I have that will make you to refresh the love that you have for your spouse, uh, today I'm going to ask this question first. I want to ask, you know, during courtship, during boyfriend and girlfriend and all of that, whichever way you met your husband, whichever way you guys, get to know each other before marriage. Okay, I want to ask you this question. Maybe those period, you know, those period are so like, oh, you want to please your spouse, you want to put smile on their face, you want to buy flower for them, you want to buy gifts for them, you want to always tell them sweet words, you share lovely text messages to them during the courtship, and you know getting to know each other. Okay, I'm talking about doing that before both of you now decide to get married. Okay, so there is a lot of hard work when you're getting to know each other and all of that. The love is spark, the love is, everybody is happy, and all of that. Then boom, after the beautiful uh wedding gown, beautiful suit, tie, amazing people, beautiful food and all of that, amazing people, coming together to celebrate both of you, and it is now called marriage. Boom. Some people just off the light. Some people, boom, some people will just stop watering the flower that brought them together. Okay, now, like a pot of flower. Okay, if you buy a pot of flower, for instance, and that pot of flower will look fresh and beautiful. But listen, if you stop uh refreshing, pouring water on that flower that is shining, sparkling and all of that, that flower will end up, you know, dying off. Okay, you wake up one day and that flower will just like, you won't recognize that flower. That is how it is in marriage. Okay, that is how it is in marriage. Okay, so once you stop watering the flower get dry. That is how it is. in marriage. Now, those things that brought both of you together, that makes you to love each other during the time of courtship and boyfriend and girlfriend period, you stop doing them. You stop testing your spouse, your wife, your husband. You stop you know saying good things to them. You stop sharing lovely text messages to them. You stop even eating together with your spouse. You stop betting together with your spouse. You stop doing so many things with your spouse once you get married. These are the where the loophole is. Okay, so once you stop doing those things that both of you normally enjoy together during your single period that you are about to get together, if you stop doing it when you now come together and try to build your own home, okay, everything will just, the love will start dying off. The love will start like gradually start, you know, dying off. All right, so I want to advise you today, okay, take your mind back to years back when you met your spouse, when you met your husband, when you met your wife. Take your mind back, okay? Especially now, if you're having issue in your marriage right now, these tips will help you, okay? Take your mind back. What is that thing that your wife like that you stop doing? Trust me, as you go home today, or maybe I don't know where you're watching, but there is something your wife used to, you know that your wife love each time you do it, but you stopped because of marriage. You know, when both of you now marry, children will start coming, okay, and there will be a lot of things, okay. You're thinking about how to pay the bills, how to look after the children, how to do so many things. And before you know it, you will start losing you will start forgetting what actually brought both of you together. And that is where the loophole is. And you need to fill this tank, okay. You need to fill the tank of your love in your marriage. So I want you to take your mind back and think about that thing your wife like that you have stopped doing. It will refresh your home. It will sparkle in the love that your wife have for you. If you're a man, if you're a woman, think about that thing that whenever you do it to your husband and he smiles, he likes it, and you stop doing it, please go back and start doing it again, okay. That will bring so much smile, and that will refresh the cup, the love in your home, okay. Do this, all right. Now, there's one thing that is more, very important in marriage to help to sparkle up, to sparkle up the love for your spouse, okay. And this one thing is, sometimes you hear some men say, oh, I do a lot for my wife. I make sure I provide all the food that is needed in the house. I make sure I go out there to work hard to make money and come back and all of that. And at the end of the day, I don't think my wife don't really appreciate me. My wife don't really appreciate the hard work I am doing and all of that. I think my wife hates my job and all of that. Maybe your wife, you start thinking by yourself as a man, like, after doing all those things, beautiful things, your wife don't appreciate them. And you are saying that maybe your wife don't like your job, okay, or she doesn't like your business or anything at all. I want to let you know that it's not that your wife don't like your job, okay? It's just that she's lacking your love as a man. Do you get it? Okay? So you go out, spend time acquiring all those things and all of that, but the woman is dying slowly, like you don't have time for her. You know, she is lacking love, she is lacking your presence, she is lacking your your affection. Okay, you know, sometimes what a woman actually need is your time. Okay, maybe time to go out and just get ice cream, spend time together, just eat the ice cream, nothing much, and she will be fine. But on this case, you're never, some men, you just neglect it, and let me just go, you are doing an amazing job, but you need to balance it as a husband. Okay, you need to balance things so that everything will be intact. You need to balance it. You don't just pour into one bucket and expect it to spray by itself. It doesn't happen. You have to pour here, pour here, pour here, pour here. So learn how to balance everything. Okay, learn how to take off time off work and spend some time with your family, spend some time with your wife, especially your wife. Okay, so sometimes just plan a date with your wife. I know you may be saying a date, we've been married for years and you are talking about dates. Yes, even if you have been married for years, okay, love is something that you you water every day. Okay, so once you stop watering the love that brought both of you together, believe me, everything will just die off. But you need to be watering it all the time. So don't say, oh, we've been married for years, I can't do this anymore. Please, you need to. Even if both of you are 60 years, maybe 50 years and all of that, I know people that have gotten to that stage have really done well. So what am I saying? You know, spend time with your wife. Sometimes just leave the children and just go out somewhere, in a hotel, maybe lodge. Just have that fresh time. Okay, just come together, enjoy yourself, feel yourself, like spoil yourself. Okay, say something sweet to yourself. And I'm promising you is going to go a long way to feel to refresh the love you share with your spouse. Okay, so I want to ask, how long have you stopped testing your wife or your husband? If you stop it, maybe the only thing you now test is uh, um you just go, okay, for example, you just say, okay, you just call your wife and say, oh, uh I've paid the bills and all of that, and that's the only thing you share as text messages, maybe just what's going on in the house and all of that. Is good, right? But sometimes you have to share like love poem, like, you know tell your wife, oh darling, I love you, I love you. Oh, my husband, I love you, I cherish you, and all of that. Oh, my wife, the food you cooked last night was awesome. Oh, my husband, you are so amazing. Just tell them sweet words with your text message. It doesn't cost anything. Okay, let them feel that love. Let them feel that you love them, that you still cherish them. Okay, so love don't just grow. Two people that love themselves, there are something that brought them together, that made them to love themselves. So if you stop filling that tank up, that love tank up, it will just vanish. Okay, so another thing I want to share is forgiveness. Okay, I don't know, no matter the amount of anything that your spouse have done to you, please find a place in your heart to forgive them. And when you forgive them, for just forget about it. Don't go and write it in a wall or in a paper somewhere. Like any small thing, you will refer to the past, what has happened. Maybe he or she has already pleaded or asked for, apologized about it. You go and bring it back. It hurts. It doesn't add up. It doesn't help your marriage. Okay, forgive and forget. Okay, your spouse, your husband, your wife, you are, your spouse is you. You are your spouse. Okay, have this mentality that both of you are the same. Okay, so have this mentality that if you hurt your wife, you hurt yourself. If you hurt your husband, you hurt yourself. Okay, I want you to have this mentality. Okay, have this mentality of, if I am a blessing to my wife, I'm a blessing to myself. If I'm a blessing to my husband, I'm my blessing to myself. Okay, so do these things and see how your love life sparkle. All right, now another thing, and this is the first thing that every married couple needs to be doing, and that is prayer. Don't neglect the place of prayer in your marriage. This is supposed to be the first point I should have given. All right, but it's never too late. So don't forget a place of prayer in your marriage. Okay, make God the director and everything in your home. Ask God for wisdom and understanding. Okay, so sometimes when maybe some conflict are arose from nowhere, maybe arises from nowhere, and you don't know what to do, call on God. Ask God. Prayer works like magic. Prayer works like magic. Ask God, dear Lord, give me wisdom and understanding on how I can handle this issue, on how I can handle this problem. Pray about it, okay? And allow God to speak to you before talking. All right. Another thing you need to avoid in your marriage is anger, hot temper. Okay, anger spoils things. Okay, once you recognize that you are angry as a wife or as a husband, okay, if you can be able, these things we can actually do it because God has given us the power to be able to control whatever we, our action, our feeling, and all of that. Okay, so you have to look into your, if you're somebody that gets angry easily, work on yourself. Okay, when you are angry, please don't say harsh words to your husband, don't say harsh words to your wife. Okay, because sometimes when you say harsh words to them, they will go back and be thinking that, oh, if my husband can say this to me, if my wife can say this to me, that means he or she doesn't love me. Okay, so don't say something harsh to your spouse. All right, instead of saying something harsh, just walk away from that environment. Just, if you are in the sitting room when the anger arises, just walk away, go to the room, just relax, take a cup of water, relax, you'll be fine. All right, so um God purpose for marriages is to two people to come together, build a home, and enjoy themselves and enjoy love. So don't deny this love to yourself. All right. Maybe if you're a man, you're saying, oh, time, why would I be having too much time to that I'll be using to work, I'll be using it to be spending with my wife? Spend that quality time with your wife. Your wife, women are wired to talk. Okay, they love gisting, they love laughing and all of that. Create time that where both of you are laughing together, watching movie together, talking together, and all of that. Yeah, all of that beautiful things. If you know what makes your husband or your wife happy, always do it. Okay, now love language is different. People understand love in different ways. For instance, maybe as a woman that I am, okay, some women love that maybe their wife, their husband comes to help them in the kitchen sometimes, and they are, you know, yeah, that is love language. It's not like, oh, you must do this. Okay, but if you're a man and you're watching right now, I want to leave this tip with you. Okay, if you have never helped your wife in the kitchen, maybe in the house, like doing some things and all of that, please start practicing it. Okay, start practicing it. Help her. You know, if your wife is in the kitchen, even if you're not helping her, just go there, just stick around, let her know that you are there with her. All right, don't just leave her to do everything. If you're a woman as well, the same thing. Okay, if your husband is the type that like to uh football too much, okay, your husband is the type that loves football sometimes, and you don't like football, okay, sometimes just go and sit by his side and just watch the football, whether you like it or not. Just sit and watch, cheer him up. Okay, cheer him up. Yeah, yeah. It goes a long way. Okay, yeah. So that's the thing. Speak about yourselves. Talk about the good qualities that both of you to each other. Can actually say, oh, now this is your qualities. You are good in this. Remind yourself, encourage yourself. Don't let your love die. You need to refresh it all the time. Okay, how long have you bought gift for your husband, your wife last? How long ago have you stopped buying uh gift for your wife or your husband? I will advise to sometimes just buy something to appreciate your spouse. It goes a long way and it will help to refresh your marriage. Okay, yes. So these are the tips that I have today, and I hope you enjoy this live, and I really appreciate you. Feel free to share any of my content that you love. Okay, yeah, till I come your way again. And if today is your first time of uh coming across my videos, and feel free to subscribe, like, till I come your way again. I still remember, girl, Ify Success. Bye, and may the peace of the Lord. Right.